Hey, I'm just doing a quick review video of my medium Miriams Earthen Cookware clay pot.
Yay. So what do you like about it?
I love this pot because the way food tastes out of it and how it retains nutrients. What else do you want to know?
Me too. So what about the clay pot as far as like cooking on a stovetop like that? What would you tell our viewers?
Use a simmer mat.
Mm-hmm.
We also have other types, but they flake. The simmer mat's the best so far. I would recommend that you get a gas stove if you can, because gas and clay work so well and they last longer. But it's still worth doing it on an electric stove. Just get you one of these.
Okay, now does Miriam sell any simmer mats or do they have to order them separately?
You can include this in your order.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. What are some questions people have about clay pots?
I would say, how do you clean them?
Hold on. I use a loofah. It's a natural material. It's a plant. And you get a big long one and you just cut a piece off. And then use hot water and that's it. Because anything else that you use is going to soak into the clay because it's porous. You don't want that to happen. You can come look. This is our oatmeal pot. They recommend that you have flavor profiles for every pot that you have. But we actually use this pot for a lot of different things. And haven't noticed any downsides. If you want to clean the flavors, you can boil lemon water with baking soda in here, and it cleans the whole thing out. We have taken this pot on 3 road trips, right?
Yeah.
3 road trips, over 6,000 or 7,000 miles, and it's been from Texas to Philadelphia, back further south. It's gone all over the place. It's gone on our honeymoon with us. This is what, I can't show you the inside because it's got oatmeal, but this is what a fully seasoned clay pot looks like on the bottom. The hairline cracks are normal.
Okay.
And as long as you keep it moist, you shouldn't develop any dry crack issues. The way they have these designed, there's little ridges in here and in the pot to where the condensation comes up and falls back down, and it retains nutrients. Also, since this is porous and exchanges air, it pulls out toxins and also allows oxygen to get into the food, which helps the food cook better. Clay has far infrared heat. You have a question? Oh.
No.
Oh, our baby's asleep. I forgot about that. I'm not supposed to be loud. Far infrared is where metal has a near infrared, which is better for the food. The nutrients are preserved. The cell walls aren't destroyed as fast. It's a great pot. It's built very well. The feel of it's nice. This one that we have has a full patina on it. It's pretty big. It holds about 3 or 4 cups of oatmeal and about 6 or 8 cups of water. We cook curry, grains, all kinds of stuff in it.
But mostly oatmeal.
Mostly oatmeal.
Yeah, oatmeal and grains, I would say.
Yeah, kind of sweeter grains.
Yeah.
Because they can have a similar flavor profile. What are some questions that you guys have? You can comment in the comment section, and I'll definitely get back to you. You can use coils, electric, gas. It's just if you're not using gas, you need to use a simmer mat. And
I have a question. So if you're not using coils, as you said, so what about the temperature as far as gas? What would you recommend? Like, should they start high, low,
it depends
medium?
on the gas stove. You always want to start low to warm the pot up. What I actually do is I put warm or hot water from the tap in there to warm it up and get it moist, then pour it out, and then I cook. And that helps it become non-stick. It helps moisturize the clay and bring it up to temperature faster. You always want to start low. Gas as low as you can, because gas gets way hotter, especially like the nicer gas stoves. With electric, I usually do 2, 2.5, and then bring it up to 4.5 or 5. It depends on your stove. You kind of want to feel it out. You have to relearn a little bit about cooking with the clay pots, but they give you back more than they ask of you for sure. It's almost like a one pot, instant meal. It's so easy. You just put stuff in there, seal it up. It evens out the heat. It kind of cooks itself like an easy bake oven.
So what's the one rule you would say do not do blah 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 with clay pots?
I would just say respect the needs of the clay. Don't let it get too dry, and don't put stuff in there that is going to absorb that you don't want in your food.
Okay.
I've been thrilled with these. We've been using them 2 years, and I got married during that time, and my wife is a skeptic. She's behind the camera right now, and the quality of greens, when they came out, they're still green. Whereas even if you cook them on a low temperature in a metallic pot, they turn brown or dark green. In a clay pot, you can still see the life in the greens, even when they're cooked soft, after 10 or 12 minutes of cooking. And I'll actually show you a mistake that I made. This is not part of the video, but this is a large pan. And you can see, hold on, keep the camera there, I'll be right back. I'm going to pour the water out.
Okay.
You can see that I did not keep enough water in it as it was hot, and it developed what you call a dry crack. And this evaporates faster because it's more open. And this is what we use to cook our greens a lot in. I had to do this copper wire because I messed up. But you can fix it and get some more life out of them. It's not the end of the world. But don't do what I did. When you first get them, they mold easy until you break them in. And then they want to stay moist after that. So don't forget about that the way I did. Any other questions?
I think that's it for now, for me.
They make your food taste better.
Oh yeah, they definitely do.
They have a natural cooking process that's only found in clay pots. They preserve the nutrients. If you're not cooking organic food, you can actually see stuff being it's like little warts on the bottom of your clay pot.
Little black bubbles.
Little black bubbles like in beans and stuff. I'll show the... This is our bean pot. It's an extra large. And you can see little black warts come out the bottom of it whenever you cook non-organic beans.
Do you want to show them that mold? What happens when you don't break them in?
This is not mold.
It's not?
This is residue from chickpea powder that needs to be cleaned off. Chickpea is not chickpea powder. Yeah, it's just
I know we had issues with that one because we haven't broken it in.
This one, I'll do another video on this. This is harder. The bigger they are, the harder they are to do on an electric stove. This with gas is just amazing.
Amazing.
They're all amazing with gas. That's our next goal. To either make our own gas in a methane digester and have a methane stove or propane stove, or have a gas line run to our house. But that's our clay pot. They're built super well. They use harvested rainwater and the highest level of clay sourced from a rural location. She learned this, I think near Tamil Nadu, or Tamil. I'm not sure what that region is called in India. I've been to Bangalore, but not there. And it's the only type of cookware that's really satisfied me. And in 2 years, they've proven themselves time and time again. And this one even has a little scar from when a water bottle fell on the road when we had to swerve. And it didn't even crack. It just has this really nice hairline thing. And it always reminds us of the times that we spent together for my birthday that year. So it's really nice. You can make your own plant-based yogurt. We don't use oil or animal products. That doesn't have anything to do with the clay. You can do whatever you want with it, but these are naturally non-stick. And it makes plant-based food easier cooking. So pretty much everything there is about clay pots is better. The only downsides is the learning curve. The cleaning is a little tiny bit more, but you get used to it. And then obviously when you're starting out, they take longer to cook until you get them broken in. But not if you have a gas stove. If you have a gas stove, you're just a lucky person. But they can take a little longer to cook in the beginning. This takes longer to cook on an electric stove. I know Miriams Earthen Cookware says that they don't take longer, but in our experience in this kitchen, this takes forever. That's kind of why we're not using it a lot right now. We're waiting until we move in with a gas stove. My mom has a gas stove, it cooks fast there. You just have a surface area of heat versus gas is a radiation of heat. This is direct, that's indirect, or more atmospheric heat, I guess. And it disperses through the clay better. And yeah. But this review is about this. Miriams Earthen Cookware medium, I think 2.5 quarts, is that right? Clay pot. So. It's the one that I got first. And it has just been just a game changer. We cook every day at home. We can't even eat at restaurants because they all use oil or something. There's only one restaurant, Casa de Luz in Austin. Yay, Casa de Luz. And Curcuma, their food truck. They're both in Austin, and we don't live in Austin, but we live 3 hours away. So I would highly recommend that you look into these if you care about nutrients, the taste of your food, getting the most for your money, making yogurt, tea, clay teapots make better tea. What else? What else is awesome about these?
What I would say personally is the healing properties of clay. Clay. Clay is a natural positive pole. Is it positive pole? Healing?
The ions.
The ions are positive.
Yeah, pull positive ions out of the food.
Yeah.
Because they're negatively ionized. Yeah.
So that's another thing I think everyone should consider right now. It's the healing properties of clay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.